Joseph brings Jacob to Egypt. Genesis 45 through 50. When Joseph heard Judah's offer to become a servant in Benjamin's place, Joseph wept. He sent everyone away except his brothers, and then he told them who he really was, the brother they had sold into slavery. This frightened his brothers, but Joseph said, "The famine still has 5 years to go. God placed me over Egypt so I could keep our family from starving to death. You must return to Canaan and bring Jacob and all our family to Egypt." Pharaoh was pleased when he heard about Joseph's family and gave them everything they would need for the journey, including money, clothes, donkeys, and wagons. Jacob did not believe that Joseph was alive until he saw the wagons and all the gifts Joseph had sent him. He gathered his family and possessions and went to Egypt, stopping on the way at Beersheba. There God spoke to him, "Do not be afraid to go into Egypt, for there I will make a great nation from you." In Genesis 15, God told Abraham that the people would live in a foreign land for 400 years. This was the beginning of that time. Jacob was 130 years old. Joseph took his chariot and went to meet his father. To keep the Hebrew people separate from the Egyptians, he had them tell Pharaoh that they were shepherds. Now a shepherd is an abomination to an Egyptian, and this kept the two nations from intermarrying. Pharaoh told them to live in the land of Goshen, the best of all the land in Egypt. Each year, the Egyptian people became worse off as the famine continued. They used money to buy food. Then, when their money was gone, they sold their cattle and other goods to Joseph, then their land, and finally themselves. So it was when the famine was over, Pharaoh owned everything in Egypt, except for the possessions of the priests, who were given their portions by Pharaoh. Israel realized the time had come for him to die, so he made Joseph promise to bury him in the cave with Abraham. Then Joseph brought his sons for Israel to bless. Israel did so, deliberately crossing his hands to bless the younger boy, Ephraim, over the older one, Manasseh. When Israel died, his family embalmed his body and carried it back to Mamre, to the cave at Machpelah. Then Joseph and all who were with him returned to Egypt. Now that Israel was dead, Joseph's brothers feared revenge, and again asked for Joseph's forgiveness. Joseph said, "Am I in the place of God? Fear not. You meant me evil, but God made all these bad things turn out good to save our people." Joseph lived 110 years. Before he died, he told the Israelites that God would take good care of them and one day bring them out of Egypt. God had promised this to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Israelites were instructed by Joseph to take his embalmed body out of Egypt with them.